Don't speak what you don't understand. The truth is not in your command. Don't shout about what you think is fake. The decision isn't yours to make. Don't lie about the way things are. Tall tales will take you very far. Don't scoff when they say it's the end. In this life you know you can't pretend. The days pass by, they've set in stone, but it's not too late now.
Hey everyone, happy Friday. It is 5 o'clock on February 27th, and we are on our Friday Live. Hey, Ann. Hello, Kathy. Good to see you guys. Let's give it just a couple of seconds, just because it's I'm still not seeing too many people on, but we're quickly ticking up there. And let me check over on Instagram, because usually I can't see them on our chats. Okay, great. All right, wonderful. We got a few people over on it. And of course, I'm muted. I can't believe the price of prescriptions is unbelievable. And the co-payments, where are we getting this extra money? They are not helping us as promised. So, Winnie, remind me what union you were from. Who's your union drug plan again, or what drug plan you're on? Because that would help me understand. And yes, of course, that's the easiest way for them to nickel and dime you is on your copays, deductibles. Because they keep saying your healthcare is high quality, premium free healthcare, but then they're nickel and diming you all on the back end with copays and deductibles. So I totally get it. Trust me, I do. I just got done working for the New York City Department of Finance. Well, congratulations. I guess are you telling me you're now a retiree? Congratulations. You're now one of us. And now you can fight with us and come to Albany with us and Teamsters. Okay, so I'm assuming you're 230, local 237. So they literally put you on a real Medicare Part D plan. You probably have a $615 deductible, which is typical of just about every Medicare Part D plan, and on the marketplace, a commercial plan, and you have a maximum out of pocket of $2,100. What does that mean? Well, once you hit the $615 deductible, you will pay little copays for your medications until you hit $2,100. And once you hit that, you no longer pay for prescriptions. That's what that means. In your other plan, you didn't have that. Your other plan also didn't cover things like a lot of different medications. It also didn't cover some vaccinations that you can get. So honestly, I know you hate to hear this, and I know local 831 retirees tell me the same thing. You are actually in a better plan than you were before. Your other plan had a low benefit, like a low ceiling. Once you hit that, you could no longer get benefits. You don't have that here. So I know it's different, but it's actually better. Medicare fraud update. The employees are not escalating the fraud. I don't know what that means. Hope you're doing well. I got a bill from my retina specialist, which surprised me, sent me a bill for $333 when all I ever got was a $15 copay. So, Kathy, what you need to do is go and make sure you hit your Medicare deductible and your senior care deductible and go and look at those EOBs. You can't just say I got hit with a bill for $333. You need to see why. So even you need to go back and look and see what generated that bill. Make sure that you met both of those deductibles. Please do that first before letting us know that you're having a problem. And if you are going to contact us about something like that, make sure you give us a receipt for the copay, a bill, And I want both EOBs, Medicare and senior care, so I could see exactly what you're trying to say, okay? I don't know what it was accepted in full means, but again, go back and look at the deductibles. Okay, so we are going to Albany for our press conference and our lobby day on March 24th. We are leaving City Hall at 8 o'clock in the morning. Be there by 7:30. We're going to send out another newsletter this afternoon. I will enclose this video for people so that way you have all of this information. Please make sure you're signing up. Please make sure you're letting us know if you're bringing a guest. There's a place to list a person. If you're bringing a person with you, we need to know. If you have any food allergies, I need to know. If you're worried about that, please make sure that you either bring your own meals if you're worried about the stuff that we're providing you from the deli, and feel free to bring a drink, a blanket, something with you. You can bring a phone charger. All of those things are fine because the buses have outlets that you can plug your phone in. We're never going to make everybody comfortable, hot, cold, whatever. So if you're a person that usually runs cold, bring a blanket because you could leave it on the bus. The bus is secured, as always. We will provide you with lunch, dinner, a t-shirt, and a sign. So I hope you guys can come. Please make sure if you have not signed up with us, you do so now. Today, when I send out that newsletter, I will send it out today. So make sure if you don't see our newsletter, you check your spam and make sure that you put us in your friend or contact list or whatever so that you know that you're getting it and it doesn't keep going to spam. But we will send it out after this show. Medicare doesn't cover GLP-1. So Ann Cregan, Medicare should cover GLP-1s if you are diabetic, typically is the answer. So please make sure you look at whatever your plan is that you're on, whether it's a city plan or a commercial plan. Prime still won't tell me if the doctor's appeal of formulary exception done for asthma inhaler understood. And so, Ellen, I hadn't heard from you, so I really thought that this was resolved. If you could just please send me back another email to the org with your contact info that I can get to the right people again. And I thought that when they called you the last time, they gave you a contact, which is what they're supposed to be doing to help mitigating these issues. So please make sure that if that's not the case, then you send us an email. Try to handle it on your own because they were supposed to give you that contact. If not, please email us to forward it to the right place. Okay. Well, hello over at Instagram. I don't see I don't see any comments over there, so I'm going back over. Still waiting from January for the complaint I filed with Prime, along with an additional complaint. Told it would take 60 days. Sent the complaint twice to the organization. Thanks for your help. You're welcome, Ann. I'm sure they got it if you sent it to Emblem. Let me know if it doesn't. I'm assuming it's not 60 days yet, so let me know what happens. I know the Medicare deductible is $283, but how much is the senior care deductible? So the senior care deductible is $50. So that would definitely add those two together. Once you hit the your 283, then you'll get to the $50 for senior care, and then you've met your deductible for the year. When Medicare fraud is reported, the employees of Medicare are not escalated. Oh, that makes more sense. I'm pretty sure I agree with you 100%. We got probably over a dozen emails when I asked for about fraud complaints, and still I couldn't even get a reporter to pick that up yet, but I'll try again. So the other thing is when you get the email that we're going to send out, if you did not sign up for the bus yet, please do so after this show, because I need to go up and update the form. We're going to ask you if you want to be a speaker when you're there to tell about how all the costs that are being put upon you are killing you. And if you happen to be one of those retirees that's forced into a Medicare Advantage plan that's joining us, or if you know of someone who was and they want to speak, we need to know that as well. So, and that if you want to speak and tell us about those issues. So we want them to understand the cost of living adjustment is literally coming in one pocket and going into one pocket and then coming right back out and then some with all of these costs that they're putting on us. And that we're paying premium, we're not getting reimbursed for 16 to 22 months, and our deductibles. So, and they keep raising that. So this is how we're going to start to talk about a little bit about this. Let's see. So yes, I want you to sign up for the bus if you haven't after this show, because I do need to tweak that form a little bit. And if you've already signed up and you do want to speak or be a hall captain to help our retirees get to where we're going, please let us know in an email to the org, retirees@nycretirees.org, and let us know that as well. You're not supposed to pay a copay until you've met the deductible. So if they're charging you a copay, you have to make sure it's going to the deductible. Make sure it's going to the deductible. You have to look at the EOB. We've also uncovered some cases in which it wasn't. So please make sure that that's happening, because we gave you the letter in the newsletter. We shared it here. It's on our website. You are not supposed to be paying a copay until the deductible has been met. We retired in 2000, NYC DOC, and last year was the first time we had a $15 copay. Medicare primary, Emblem is secondary. No, so you must have just become Medicare eligible, because if you were on the GHI CDP plan, you would had copays because the Municipal Labor Committee imposed those on the CDP plan to save money to finance their contracts. Medicare didn't have copays beforehand. I mean, they did it to us in 22, which again, I have to remind you, make sure you're putting those copays together for 2022. If you haven't put your proof together, get that proof together soon. Then the court stopped them, and then the mayor reimposed them in 2025. So Medicare, in this, you are correct. You are supposed to be paying a $15 copay on senior care when you've met your deductible. So it says you retired in 2000 and last year was the first time. So I don't know. Yes, and last year was 2025. So it was the first time they implemented them again. You would have seen them in 22. They would have stopped because the court stopped them. And then in 25, they started again. So that's accurate. There isn't anything else for you to go to. Your state, you should stay in traditional Medicare. That's the plan we've been fighting for you to keep. It's the better plan. It's not managed care. The 1095B I didn't receive this year, but usually comes in the mail from Emblem from my 2025 prep is, do you really need that? I don't need that. Do you need that? You're not paying premium. The 1095 is usually if you're paying for premium. You're not paying premium. New York City privacy officer sent me an auto reply after I sent him a message whether he reviewed the NICE PPO. Auto reply said, contact OLR. Yeah, they're both like doing this, like pointing the finger. I would contact him again and say, I need to talk to you, not OLR. He's the privacy officer. Yeah, skirting around like usual. In last week's UFT retiree benefits meeting, Joe Usach told attendees that Express Scripts will no longer be used next year. Laura, I've been saying that they've been trying to get rid of Express Scripts now for a long time. We know that they're trying to get rid of them. That's not been a secret. I've been saying that. I would agree if I don't usually agree with Joe, but I will agree with that, as I've heard the same thing from more than one source, and I know they've been trying to get rid of Express Scripts. Well, you should be able to get the 1095 statement in your Emblem account if you did not get it in the mail. To continue my comment, WTF, I totally agree with you, but I would again reach out to them and tell them, you don't need to speak to OLR. You need to speak with them. Please advise when you can meet with him. Emblem told me they will not be sending out 1095s after this year. I believe a rule change that they didn't have to do that. But yeah. So I'm supposed to tell the doctor's office I'm not paying the copay. So Long Beach, please check your email from or our Facebook page, because we gave you a letter that is an official letter from Emblem that you're not supposed to be paying copays until your deductible has been met. You are here like every week, and I'm still shocked that you're asking me this question. Like, we have said this now for years. You do not pay the copay until the deductible's been met. Hard stop. And there's a letter from Emblem on that exact issue. And we gave it to you on our website. It's on our website. We gave it to you in the email, and we gave it to you on Facebook. It's like literally everywhere. So please go back to that, print up the letter, and give it to your doctor's office. Leave like 5 of them in your glove box or in your pocketbook or wherever you in your knapsack, whatever you carry. That's the best way. I'm Long Beach. I'm not even going to answer that question again, because we've been saying forever, you're not supposed to be paying copays until your deductible has been met. Oy. I was told the 1095 statement was not needed. I'm told the same thing. It's not needed. I was able to see on the Emblem website. The accountant also told me it wasn't needed. And it's not needed to my knowledge unless you're paying premium. There's nothing on it. The 1095B can be downloaded from the Emblem site. Yep, I'm familiar with that. Yep, or take a screenshot. There you go. Okay, so we talked about the bus trip, and we talked about going. We still have room on the bus. We still need to fill up that second bus. So please make sure that you have signed up after the show. If you're still have not signed up, if you already did, and you want to be a hall captain, which would help direct retirees to where they need to go. And don't worry, we'll tell you where you need to go. You'll also be getting some documents from us to help you with that process. So that's really important there. To be able to do this, get everybody on the same page. So I'm just looking to see if I have any other notes for you guys, and I don't see any. Okay, let me go back over and just check out Instagram. As a retiree, Elaine says, a retiree from DC 37, is anything slated to change with the subscription plan from Silver Scripts? Elaine, no changes that I am aware of. So DC 37 has its own Medicare Part D plan through Aetna Silver Script. I know that Henry keeps talking about creating his own PBM, its own pharmacy benefit manager, that he did want to have something like that for 2027. I don't know if that's going to happen. So for right now, we're not hearing there's any changes. I know that he keeps talking about that he wants to do that. I can't tell you that he will be successful in doing that. But I'm sure as we get closer, once we hear more, I will tell you. We need someone like you. Wait, there is no one like you, but our heating bills have gone off the charts. This is going to impact what our seniors can afford, which goes into the fight seniors have. If you haven't heard, National Grid bills are nauseating. Oh, I wish I could be on the bus with you guys. Yeah, well, also a lot of issues are like data centers that are bleeding everybody dry, but Emblem is ridiculous lately. Pay $18 towards a claim and then deduct $15 for the copay. I don't know why you're paying $18 for a claim. It's more unless you haven't met the deductible. And again, you're not supposed to be paying copays if you haven't met the deductible. Emblem told me I'm in an Advantage plan and I owe the hospital $750 for the 3 days. Larry, could you do me a favor, please, and snapshot me a photo of your insurance card? Tell me where you live and send it to me in an email. Let's see, you're coming to me on Facebook. So I want you to email that to us, retirees at nycretirees.org. If you're still listening, tell me if your card says Aetna Medicare, and it's like purple and white, because that would definitely tell me that you are. What is the latest on the 1096 legislation? So we are still waiting for its introduction. And as soon as I have more on that, I will definitely tell you, because we will all be meeting at City Hall when that happens. So Larry, I'm assuming you're going to find your wallet. Joe, any good news regarding meetings with Mamdani or Julie Menon? So, yes, not the mayor. We're meeting with all of city council. That's going great. And the speaker, just not the mayor. We're still invisible to the mayor. So if you guys are out and about and you see the mayor, please let me know. My card says, oh, HIP Gold card. Yes, your wallet. So yes, if you are on HIP and you're over 65 or on disability, and you were on HIP as an employee, you got auto-enrolled into HIP VIP. Now, if you were, so let me go back up to your comment. Let's see. Jean-Luc, you're welcome. I just saw your comment now as I scroll back. So $750 for 3 days in the hospital. Please check your EOB on that, because that is probably a deductible. Hospitalizations have a deductible on that plan, if I recall. So please look at your EOB, your explanation of benefit. And if you don't have that, like you didn't get it in paper, log into your Emblem account, because that's where your HIP plan will be. Make sure you log into your insurance account. That way you'll actually see it. Yes, your HIP plan is a Medicare Advantage plan if you're over 65. If you're pre-65, you're on HIP HMO, that's managed care. You're on an HMO. Where'd your comment go? HIP Gold HIP card. Does it say like HIP VIP? Because that's an MA plan. The $2,100 max out of pocket is not a requirement to meet the creditable coverage requirement. I'm aware that might change. That may change next year. Found out lots. So Gwen, we've never heard back from Carmine Russo. We've called him several times and he's not called us back. So I can follow back up with you, next week on that. But you may want to email the org with what you found out, and Bob and I will get back to you. Express Scripts did not have EOB available online for December 2025. I waited for weeks. I have no idea, but that would be a call to Express Scripts. I can't help you on that one. You can, yeah. I have been to 4 doctors so far, need surgery, and haven't received one bill. So they have to process the bills. When you're on Medicare, the doctor actually has to bill Medicare for you to hit that deductible. And the bills don't get processed overnight. So give it a little time, because that will process. If you haven't met the deductible in the new year and you're paying a copay and you haven't met the deductible because you don't have anything to prove you have, that means, and your EOBs are still showing, you need to look at online. Go to Medicare.gov. It'll tell you whether or not you met your deductible. If it's not showing that you did, you should still not be paying copays. I'm going to keep saying the same thing to you over and over again. And if it comes up, I'm not answering it again, because I've literally said it ad nauseum. If you look at your EOB and you have nothing to show that you've met the deductible, you should not be paying a copay. Again, print out the letter, bring it to your doctor, and give it to them. So with NICE PPO, no copay until NICE PPO, you should not have a deductible. We're specifically talking about Medicare senior care. I don't think you have a deductible on NICE PPO. Jean-Luc, talking to somebody else. Hey, Faye, don't worry. We're just doing a quick Q&A. In the same UFT retiree benefits meeting last week, I asked Joe Usach, executive of our welfare fund, whether a chief privacy officer and ethics officer are involved in the UFT's decision to allow our drug transfer data to United Health, UMR, and the MLC, and whether these vital people were on the oversight committee he mentioned. Of course, since all questions were screened on their chat, it got ignored and left the site of slight to others. How does that not surprise me? How do you know your total of what? You need to, if you're talking about your deductible, you need to log into Medicare.gov. And if you don't have a .gov account, you better go create one. Medicare.gov. Everyone should have a Medicare.gov account. It's your Medicare account. And you should also have an Emblem account. This is why I keep asking you guys to create an account in these portals. It's the only way for you to know. You can't just say, I got hit with a bill. Well, my question is going to be, did you meet your deductible? I could dress up with a necktie if it pokes. You don't need a necktie. She said dress comfortable. I called Express Scripts to get an EOB. Legally, they need to provide it. The fact that they would not do it unless I called and got it snail mailed is nuts. I hear you. So that's really all I have for this week. Let me go take a quick look over in Instagram. A few weeks ago, you discussed CPAP machines. Con Ed has a Lifeline emergency program for CPAP users. They can visit the website for more information. Yeah, absolutely. Because what they want to know is that if you're having a power issue, you're going to need your CPAP machine to save your life. Make sure that you don't you don't stop breathing in the middle of the night. And so it's important for them to know you're on medical equipment. And it's not just like CPAP. It's also for like people who are on at-home breathing machines or some sort of event or whatever, anything that would help them sustain life that Con Ed would want to know to make sure that your grid, your area is reconnected to power as soon as possible. There's programs like that nationwide. So that's really important. Yes, I finally got my first bill today to cover part of the deductible. I'd been wondering about that since it's my first year on Medicare and hadn't been charged for several visits yet. Yeah, and it'll take them time. Like nothing happens quickly. First, the doctor actually has to bill Medicare, and then they'll tell you what's allowable, and then there's a little chunk that gets put towards the deductible. But just take a look at that. It's really the easiest thing to do. The Medicare.gov portal is really intuitive. It tells you everything, like all your insurances up front, like your Medicare, your senior care. It'll tell you if you're on Medicare Advantage. It'll tell you who your drug plan is. It'll tell you when your coverage started or ended. And then you can go look in all your claims. I mean, it's really the best access for you to get all of these answers that most of you ask me that we can't answer because we don't have access to your documents. You do. So I know it's a pain in the ass, but it is really the best way. And when I emailed Lynn asking for when the webinar would be posted for rewatching, the answer was the UFT doesn't make them available. Of course they don't make them available. Why would they want you to know anything? They just don't. But you could, of course, follow blogs if you're talking about like some of the RTC meetings or the DA meetings or whatever. Most of the bloggers write about what happens, and that's a really good way of, following through. So my PT office told me Medicare covers $2,400 in PT cost, so no copays are required. Okay. Yeah. So that is all I got. Let me see. Go back over to Instagram. Nothing else over there. No questions. So that's what we're looking at doing. Don't worry. For those people that can't come up to Albany with us, not to worry, because we will be giving you a homework assignment that you can do, which are calls and emails to the state elected to help us out. So as soon as we have all of that together, trust me, we still have a couple weeks before we go. Remember, the date is March 24th. We are leaving City Hall so far at 8 a.m. And I need more people to fill up that second bus. If we see a trend where there's a lot of people in one borough, we can move that second bus to that borough, but I need to make sure I have that bus, there's a lot of people on that bus to move it. So that would definitely be helpful. Marianne, I know you've touched on this. Did you say that for in-service and pre-Medicare retirees on the NICE PPO, their PICA was now being covered through each of their union's welfare funds? So we believe right now the city is paying for it, has been paying for it. We believe they still are paying for it. They are going to rebid the PICA plan. Remember, psychotropic and asthma drugs went back into the welfare fund years ago. That was because, of course, the stabilization fund was going dry. But right now, to our knowledge, the city is paying for that. I know the city wanted to move it back to the welfare funds, but I've not heard that they were successful in that. Could not watch all of last night's pre-Albany prep. There's no place to see it again. Lisa, and I apologize because I saw your comment after you had already left. But don't worry, we will have a second one for you to go through it. I hope you enjoyed what you did get to hear, because you were basically right at the end. We only ended like maybe 20 minutes later, but you saw the bulk of the presentation, and because I think you left at about 7. And not to worry, because we will do another one before we get up there. And then, of course, you'll have a little prep with us on the bus. Ready for the emails and phone calls. Okay. UFOA pays PICA. How the hell can they not be read? So from my understanding, again, the PICA plan is being paid for by the city. IC, the injectable and chemotherapy meds, is being paid for by the city, not the union. Only psychotropic and asthma drugs are being paid by any of the union welfare funds. Thanks for all you do. Have a great weekend. You too, Diane. So I don't really have anything else to go through. And let me just take another quick check over at Instagram, and I don't see anything over there. I wish they would finally merge the Instagram comments over so I don't have to keep flipping screens. But so that's the story. Have a great weekend. Give me like 15 minutes or so just to go in and tweak the sign up form. If you've not signed up, let me drop that here in the chat really quickly. That way, oops, is this it? Yep. Okay. I want to get the link, and then just give me like 10 minutes before you sign up, or if you want to wait really quickly, I can do it now. Let's see. I want to know, do you want to be a speaker about a healthcare affordability issue, and or do you want to be a hallway captain and help guide us? Okay, so I'm going to put this down check boxes. You could check off multiple. Check one or both. And you can say, speaker. And then you can say, or you can say hallway captain. All right, so let me come back to you, and I'm going to drop in the chat the link for the sign up form. I'm going to come over to Instagram and do it here just in case you guys didn't see that either. So if you want to come on the bus trip to Albany, it is March 24th. Right now I have 2 buses that are slated to leave City Hall in Manhattan at 8 a.m. on that day. We will not return till about 7-ish. Sometimes we run a little late, depends on traffic. So we will take you up by bus. It is an academy bus, so you have bathrooms. They're comfortable. Bring a blanket, bring a jacket, whatever you want. We will provide you with lunch and dinner, sandwiches. Typically, we get from the deli. And you can bring a drink, you could bring a blanket, you could bring whatever you want. You could stay on the bus. The buses are secured. Once the press conference is over, we do our lobbying. And then once that's over, about 3:15, we will leave Albany and we will head back home. So if you already signed up, how do you deal with these new questions? Just email me and at retirees@nycretirees.org and tell me that you want to be either a hallway captain and or you can do both. You also want to speak about a financial affordability issue that you were having over the healthcare, which means like the copays and all of this other stuff. And then we would help you with that. If you want to do that, we're looking for people to create a 1-page letter because people won't read more than that. So just a couple of paragraphs. Yes, active employees can absolutely come if you're off or you take off or however you want to do that. I promise I won't tell. Active employees are absolutely able to come. It is the 24th. Which is, I believe, a Tuesday. March 24th is a Tuesday. So, yep, definitely let me know. And we've always had active employees. We've had active workers and service workers with us all the time. When we went to Albany, we had active workers with us. When we went to Washington, D.C., we had active workers with us. So, yes, absolutely. That, to me, shows the love. And it also shows the elected that active union members are protecting retirees and, wanting to make sure that this doesn't happen to them. So absolutely. So that's it. So yes, Robert, if you heard me say yes, if you've already signed up, you just need to email us at retirees@nycretirees.org and tell us that you want to be either a hallway captain or you want to speak about the affordability issue with healthcare that you're having because of all the changes that were thrust upon you, or you could do both. But let us know in an email if you already registered. If you didn't, there is a question up there right now that will answer. You can answer that. It's the last one. I just dumped in there before I gave you the link. That's it. So I hope you guys do come up. We have Laura and Evie as our bus captains. I know Jack Latore is going to be a assistant bus captain. I need probably one more bus captain. We will not be stopping at Saugerties going up or down. We are just going to drive straight through because we don't want to lose anybody and we don't want to lose any time. So we'll be able to get you lunch as you're getting on the bus in the morning, and then you can have lunch, while we're getting up there, because we should get up to Albany about 12 o'clock. That'll give you a little bit of time to have a quick sandwich, and we go to work, and then you'll have dinner on the way home. So that's it. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Do something fun. Get off your computers, get off your Facebook pages, and we will see you. I will see you Monday on the radio. I have a guest with me, Tim Sheard, who is an author and has written several books. Remember Evie Jones-Rich? We had her on our radio show as well. Her book comes out March 3rd from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or the bookshop. So if you haven't ordered her book and you want to, you could. Evie is coming with us to Albany, God willing. She feels okay. She told me she's coming. So if she does, I'm bringing my book so she could autograph it for me. So you could do the same. I know she is amazing, Camille. So we have a good group of people coming up with us. I'm really excited about that. And I think you guys will enjoy this trip. And thanks for everyone that came to our meeting last night. We put a lot of effort in that to try to educate you all on what your jobs would be doing. So have a great weekend. I love you all. Ciao. I'll see you Monday on the radio.
Don't speak what you don't understand. The truth is not in your command. Don't shout about what you think is fake. The decision isn't yours to make. Don't lie about the way things are. Tall tales will take you very far. Don't scoff when they say it's the end. change your tone.